Hi everyone, and welcome to our Hangout at City Hall. Every first Tuesday of the month, we bring in special guests to talk about burning issues here in the city. And today, we are very happy to have with us Rehan Choudhry. He is the founder of Life is Beautiful, and Esther Carter, who is with our special teams. Special events team, yes. She's the queen of the special teams, is what she is. And they're here to talk about Life is Beautiful, the city's role, and what we can expect from this year, what we learned maybe from last year. And we want to let you know that if you'd like to send us some questions, if you're watching this live, you can send them to #CityHallHangout. And once this hangout is over, recorded version will be available on youtube.com/City of Las Vegas. So what do you say we get started?
Let's do it.
All right. Everyone wants to know, first of all, what can we expect this year? I know it was very guarded up until very recently.
Yeah, it has been. So you can expect more of everything that you loved from last year. So a lot of the great feedback was around the quality and level of the performers, specifically the music category. We're going bigger with all of our headliners. We're going bigger with our stages. It's going to be a much larger production. Between Kanye West, Foo Fighters, Outkast, some really memorable performances. On the culinary side, Chef Jose Andres is a new addition. Chef Frankie Pellegrino is a new addition. We're going to have over 50 restaurants, a lot of which are from Las Vegas, all represented in really cool interactive formats. We have an incredible speaker series. We have an interesting one. We have the linguist behind the language for Game of Thrones.
Oh,
they wrote the entire language for a major TV show. He's coming to talk about that, which is really exciting. And then Mayor Oscar Goodman is going to be there as well. It's going to be a great cultural experience and a great weekend.
And I think a lot of people who aren't familiar with it picture like a Woodstock or something, but it's the whole family can enjoy this. It's 3 days of food and fun. And
yeah, it's 3 days of it, and it takes place right in the heart of downtown Las Vegas, and that offers some really cool things for people who are rather visiting or locals. One, it's super accessible. So like from your living room in Summerlin, it's a 15-minute trip to get to the festival ground. So a lot of people with families brought their kids out earlier during the day, spent the first few hours together as a family, went, dropped the kids off, and then came back for the night shows, and had more of a Vegas late night experience.
Yeah.
But that, to your point, is a really cool thing. It's very much a community celebration, so we wanted to make it super accessible to everybody.
So being in the heart of Las Vegas, that presents all kinds of little challenges. She does the rodeo, she does it all. So this was probably a walk in the park.
Kind of. The first year I think was really challenging, just because anytime you take the number of square feet that it takes to do in a downtown urban area to do an event like Life is Beautiful, and you've got businesses and residents and a hotel property right in the middle. There was a great team behind getting the first year launched. This year it's a little easier in the fact that they tweaked some of their footprint this year. El Cortez isn't inside of the footprint, it's accessible on the outside, and some of the other businesses along Fremont East area. So, but yeah, you've got every city department involved working on this. Public Works, the Building and Safety, Planning, Business Licensing. You have our fire department that's very engaged, and of course Metro and the Southern Nevada Health and NDOT. So it's every department basically in Southern Nevada that it takes to pull an event like this off and do it successful like it was last year and it will be this year.
And it does so much for the sense of community down here, and it does so much for our economy because the businesses get some extra business, but there's also striking that balance of having to close down some roads and maybe making some businesses not so happy. But overall, wouldn't you say most people were very
I think the first year again it was a test to find out how an event, and this is the first time actually that the downtown area closed major streets for the extended period of time that we needed for Life is Beautiful. We had Eldorado on that side for a couple of years, but that's nothing to the extent that Life is Beautiful. So this year I think they've got a better traffic plan in place and road closures, and all of that information is going to be accessible to anybody. If you go on the lifeisbeautiful.com website, they'll be posting all of the road closures and a map, and we'll also have that available on the city's website on lasvegasnevada.gov. So we want everybody to be aware of the road closures and the impact, and find a way to come down. There's tons of parking. These guys have done a great job in working with areas downtown and with our parking enforcement to come up with parking lots and the World Market Center. So it's accessible. It's going to be a great weekend.
And utilize the RTC, because I mean, McGonigal Center is just right there in the heart of our downtown also. Rehan, tell us, do you expect this to be a mix of tourists and locals, or do you think of this as mostly a local news event?
You know, it is a healthy mix, but it's a little contrary to what most event producers would normally expect from Vegas. So typically, you're from out of the market, you assume that everything that happens in Vegas is 90% out of market, 10% locals, largely because of the dynamic on the Strip. We were almost 50-50 last year, which was really, I mean, it was a testament to us, to the city being able to rally around it and identifying a clear need. Locals wanted something that represented them more than it did what the outside world perceives Las Vegas as. And I think we're able to accomplish that. The goal each year is to absolutely grow the local base. But for a festival of this size and scale, you expect people from all over the country to really pay attention to it. So specifically out of LA, we got a lot of traffic. San Francisco, San Diego, Phoenix, Chicago, New York. But we have 14 countries represented.
Wow.
And largely, I mean, we have an incredibly eclectic and highly international talent lineup. But it's just so easy to get to Vegas from all around the world. That really showed through. You don't see that in the first year or first 2 years of the festival.
How did you ever dream this up? I mean, this is different. Usually it's a music festival or it's an arts and crafts festival. This is a little bit of everything. How did you come up with this?
Well, you know, so over the last decade of producing events, I'm starting to see the trend in events is to create events that are called music food festivals, music and art festivals, music food and art festivals. And I go to all of these. And the reality is a music, food and art festival that exists in San Francisco called Outside Lands is a fantastic event, and it's a world-class event, but it's a music festival, and it targets music enthusiasts. So if you are an art enthusiast and you go to Art Basel in Miami, you're not considering that music festival as your home. So what we wanted to do was create a festival that spoke to each vertical enthusiast independently. So if you're a foodie and you're considering world-class food festivals from around the world, we are within your consideration set. You don't have to go to anything else. You can just check out the food programming and you're going to get your festival experience. Now, if you get all four of those audiences together on one weekend, have that experience together, you can learn a lot from each other. So it creates this really cool, like lifelong educational opportunity in a very social environment.
Are there any estimates as to how many people might be attending this year?
Yeah, we're fully preparing for upwards of 100,000 people, which is considerably higher from the 60,000 we did last year.
So from the perspective of the city, this is almost a rhetorical question. This is a great way to show off Las Vegas, as you said, that most people don't know about. We still have a little bit of a misconception out there that we're nothing but, you know.
Yeah, and I think that's been the beautiful thing about downtown Las Vegas the past couple of years. All of the redevelopment and the whole spark that, you know, Zappos and Tony Hsieh and the RGG and everybody that is really focused in bringing light to downtown. It is awesome to be able to have an event like this in a downtown area, close the streets, and showcase what we have downtown. When people say Las Vegas, you know, you associate that with the Strip. And so it's awesome that we are able to do events like this and the city to support events like this, because it's important. It's important to show that it is safe to come downtown and it is a great place to bring your family. And there are great establishments in the downtown area that a lot of people don't know about. So, you know, Rehan and his group in bringing an event like this, it just gives us such a great opportunity to show off what downtown has to offer that maybe somebody wouldn't otherwise take the time to come down and see.
And that's what we've noticed. They had a criterium cycling race down here not too long ago, and we interviewed so many people who said, I didn't even know, I would never have come this far north. I never even knew some of these establishments were here. How did you pick Las Vegas? Why did you think this was such a good marriage?
So I moved to Las Vegas in the middle of 2010 to open the Cosmopolitan Las Vegas. I was the entertainment director there, and spent 2 years getting that property off the ground. And I've known for 3 years that I wanted to start my own company. I wanted to start a new project. And I really wanted to focus on both creating creating a highly engaging entertainment platform like a festival, but also something that has more of a social good and a community impact piece. I visited downtown for the first time in early 2012 and fell in love with the area, largely because you can actually feel the growth every day. And having been down there for 2.5 years, I live in the Scotch 80s, and been there for 2.5 years, I can feel the change, and I feel like I'm more and more part of it every single day. And that was important to me. I didn't want to go to a city that you would expect something like this from. I wanted it to be a complete shock to people that, one, a festival like this can happen because we're the first of its kind, but two, that it's happening in a city that at a community level backs up everything that we're promising on a national media perspective. That this is a cutting edge, tech and arts centric community that's highly progressive and is willing to do some really crazy things. And it's trying to grow a community, trying to grow a city. When you actually get on the ground, you feel that through and through. So I say it all the time, and you would expect me to say it, but the reality is this wouldn't happen anywhere else in the world because there isn't another city, and I've lived in a lot of them, where I could have walked in the mayor's office and she would have said, yes. Like, literally, gave her the plan, 30 minutes later, it was, yes, what can I do now?
Yeah. Well, we're glad you're here. And I can tell you that I've lived here 17 years, and when I would have people come visit me, never did they ask. I wouldn't have thought to bring them downtown. They wouldn't have asked to come downtown. But about 2 or 3 years ago, they started. They said, I want to see what's going on downtown. Forget the Strip. We've been there, done that. Strip is magnificent. There's nothing like it. But it's nice to be in the city now where it's yeah. And the residential level has picked up down here quite a bit too, to the point where I think we're pretty much full, aren't we? Yeah. We need some more high rises if you're a developer. Was there anything about this year's festival that I didn't specifically ask that you'd like to?
Yeah, I mean, one of the things that we're bringing back from last year, these really incredible collaborations with some Vegas partners and some non-Vegas partners. One of the ones I'm the most excited about is we managed to get the Las Vegas Philharmonic Orchestra to work with Cirque du Soleil's show. And they're going to do a 30-minute tribute to the Beatles on one of our main stages, I believe on Saturday. But I just spent an entire week in rehearsals with both groups, and what was constantly reiterated to me was this, even just the conversation that was happening is rippling through the orchestra world very, very quickly because nobody's done something. We're going to get a ghost of that unexpected. You would expect something like this from the New York Philharmonic or the LA Phil. And the reality is it hasn't happened before, and that's coming out of Vegas. And now people are looking at the Vegas Philharmonic for advice on how to do really cool programs. So there's stuff like that that's kind of once in a lifetime, or very much once in a lifetime. Chef Jose Andres is one of our new chefs this year, and he spent the last decade focusing a lot of his efforts on solving for the global hunger crisis. So one of the things that he wanted to showcase was not his ability to cook food like he does in his great restaurants, but he's bringing these solar kitchens that he's working with the company to pioneer. And they're kitchens that are completely powered by the sun, which we have plenty of.
Yes.
But what's going to be interesting is seeing him serve thousands of people off of kitchens that are being created to literally solve for hunger worldwide, and that's being showcased here.
Wow.
So there's a lot of really cool stuff like that some I can talk about clearly. Some I just want people to show up and get surprised.
Be surprised. It's wonderful. I'm sure that there will be plenty of both. So thank you so much for making the trip over here to City Hall. Thank you for making it up to the 7th floor. Esther and Rehan. And we want to let you know one more time, if you had any questions or you'd like more information, you can go to lifeisbeautiful.com. And of course, where do they go one more time to find out about parking? And
on our city's website on LasVegasNevada.gov, we'll be posting that information soon.
Okay, wonderful. Thank you both very much for being here. I can't wait. And as a reminder, this hangout is being recorded and will be available at youtube.com/City of Las Vegas. We'll see you for the next hangout here at City Hall, first Tuesday of November. Oh my gosh, November.
Crazy.